afternoon, South Africa. Welcome to Afternoon Express. It's a Tuesday, so I'm sure you all know what that means. This is the Afternoon Express Cook Along, and today we're keeping things sweet in the kitchen. And joining us along with Chef Clem is the ever-stylish pastry artist, Alice Toich, and she'll be helping us create a tea time classic using Clover Classic custard. Now, Alice, you've been spending a lot of time in Florence because you're studying painting over there, but you mentioned earlier that they call you Alice.
They call me Alice, and it just...
Alice.
It seems to flutter off the tongue. I think I should just claim it now.
I'm going to call you Alice throughout the show. Okay. How are you, Clem?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So I'm very excited about today's recipe. We're preparing something that goes perfectly well with Clover Classic custard. That's an apple strudel. But I take no ownership of this recipe because this is like something Alice brought back. This is like your Aunt Lucy, right?
Yes, it's actually, I can't even take ownership of it. It's an heirloom recipe, and it's from my great auntie Lucy, who's still 92 years old, stretches it out in the kitchen with her beautiful elegance that she's
Girl, go on with your bad self. You're painting
Lucy,
in
go on with your bad self.
She's got recipes from like these cooking greats. It's amazing. I can't wait for you to teach me how to do a good pastry because I find pastry quite intimidating. I don't know about you at home, but I came prepared and I came in my stylish chef jacket.
It looks good. I like how you popped the collar. Very nice.
The sleeves up
and a bit of a style.
Oh, hell yeah. And if you want a list of ingredients and a link to this classic recipe sent to your phone, then SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs are charged at R1.50 each, and of course no free SMSs apply, as you know. And remember to keep your device with you in the kitchen while you cook along with us, because we're streaming live on YouTube. And if you get stuck, then call us anytime during the show on 021-430-9881. Another plus of streaming live on YouTube is that you actually get to hear us talk during the ad break, and it gets very fun. You didn't know that? You didn't know that our viewers can hear everything we say during the ad break?
So do they know the thing that I said?
Yeah, like, they know all the things that you said, Clem. We are crazy about vanilla with Clover Classic custard. It is smooth, creamy, and delicious, making it a great ending to any meal. And on today's Cook Along, it is the quintessential accompaniment to a decadent and traditional apple strudel. Now, to get this delicious recipe sent directly to your device, do SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. I beg your pardon. Our SMSs are charged at R1.50 each, as you know, and no free SMSs apply. And remember to keep your device with you in the kitchen while you cook along with us, because we are streaming live on YouTube, as I mentioned earlier. And if you get stuck along the way, or if you want to chat to our guest is on their way, by the way. A lot of you have been sending us messages and tweeting on Facebook everywhere. Everyone's so excited about our guests. I mean, there's going to be a lot of candy in the kitchen. There's going to be a lot of sweetness coming from our recipe, but our guests are looking forward to a lot of eye candy. So do call us for our guests, or to ask questions, or if you get stuck along the way, or if you have some stories to share about some hidden aunt in your kitchen who makes great pastry. Call us on 021-430-9881.
Cool. So
should we get this party started?
We're making two strudels today. You're making the traditional apple strudel. Okay. But I like me some savory strudel. So another recipe I got from Alice is a cheese strudel. But before, like, it's everything about the pastry. It's everything about the pastry. So Bon, I'm going to hand you over to Alice because I actually start the recipe backwards. I want you to see how you actually stretch this pastry before I show you how to make it. So Alice, this is all you.
Why is it on a cloth?
Perfect.
Alice, why is it on a cloth?
Bunny, let me tell you. I love that you said earlier you are intimidated by pastry, because so many people are. And the way I think about it is, look, if our nonnas and gogos and yayas and grannies could do it in the past, all it takes is a little bit of patience, which is the most difficult thing today with our day and age, and a bit of love and care. So we've stretched out a muslin cloth. You can use an old, dining room tablecloth. I have one at home that's filled with butter. It's my pastry, my strudel cloth. And you're going to roll it on a surface as big as you can, because we're going to stretch this out to be gorgeous and it just, let's just get going, because I want to show you all about this.
Goodness.
We've taken our pastry dough, which we've either rested overnight in the fridge or at least for 2 hours after Clem shows you how to make it. And I've just slowly rolled it out, and I've gone around the edges and tried to thin it out a little bit, because now, at this point, if you've got any bling going, or if you have watches, take it all off, because we're going to get...
I'll keep everything. I'll keep everything.
Okay, so basically what's in here is just flour, egg, water.
basically flour, egg, water, an acidic component of vinegar and some salt, but Clem will get into that a bit later.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then it's rested, and just the gluten strands have allowed to become elastic and stretchy and soft, and that's what we're going to do right now, is to start pulling it, just coaxing it. You have to be very gentle. You almost have to you have to woo the dough.
You have to woo. You have to work
love it.
this dough.
You have to work the dough.
I mean, you were mentioning earlier about how you don't fold it that way. You fold it inwards.
You fold it with the cloth.
You fold it with the cloth.
So that's what we're going to use this for in a little bit. So we're going to stretch it across here. What we've done over the cloth is just, I always say, make a little wish every time you dust some flour. So lightly dust over your surface. You can toss a little and get it on your hands if you want. And then I'm going to require you to help me get a bit dirty in the kitchen now. This is my favorite part.
Are you going to do it with the bling? Are you fine?
I'm going to take off my bling. I'm going to take off my bling. And then I'm going to make sure my hands are washed.
Okay, cool.
Clem wants it. We want some nice, fresh, clean hands. The one thing I love about this pastry dough is because you always want it being pulled in opposite directions, you kind of always need a friend or a family member in the kitchen with you.
Absolutely.
And who doesn't love to bake with family and friends? I mean, I had a friend over. We made it yesterday. I did a little practice, and I called my friend over and I said, you know, I actually need your hands. I need your hands in my kitchen. He was like, I'm there.
There we go. No questions asked. Just do it.
Just do it. So, Bonnie, we're going to slowly go. Yes, we're going to start from the middle, and very gently, every single time we pull, we want to go from the middle outwards, and we're going to be gentle. Another trick my Auntie Lucy taught me was we have the feeling later on we can kind of use our fingers out like a high five, but initially we want to coax it, as Clem says, kung fu
like Tai Chi.
Wow,
Tai Chi. And as you do it, I swear, I even do the Tai Chi movement. I move forward, bring it back, and you guys are doing it.
There we go, and you keep wanting to go from the center and out, and you just gently fold it. Another important tip, and it's fine if it moves around the surface until it starts getting thin. We're just going to kind of we're going to dance with it. We're doing a duet, you know.
While you guys are doing the can I show how we made this?
And I love that it's not playing hard to get. It's really giving into us.
So let me show you how we made this very simple dough. So in our mixture already, we got... Oh, sorry, okay, I have to whisper. I have to whisper now. We've got some cake flour in here, and to that we're going to add a little bit of salt. You want to sweeten it a little bit. We are going to add a lot of the sweetness into it through our strudel mixture. Am I right? Are you even listening to me?
I'm giving you my full attention.
I'm actually so jealous.
You are getting my second attention. Number one is this dough right now.
All right, cool. Then we're going to end with a little bit of oil. That's going in. So a pinch of the sugar, a little bit of vinegar. Is the vinegar there to kind of stop it from going short?
The vinegar is actually to encourage this, basically the stretchiness and this gorgeous elasticity that we get, which becomes kind of like tissue paper, is from the acidic component of the vinegar.
There we go. And can I just say,
this is so beautiful.
You guys are happening. I think
what's happening here is just magic, and it's
3 times
amazing.
the size already.
It just keeps expanding. And another little trick I'm going to share with you guys that another family heirloom, a little hint for this, always close off all the windows, the doors in your house. A draft is not what you want for the strudel pastry.
Or someone with hay fever.
Okay, so we have a caller on the line already. Marie, hi, welcome to Afternoon Express. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you. What's your question or comment?
I know you're busy with dough there, but I'd like to ask Clem, this porridge that you buy, the mini meal, where you just add water or milk, can I freeze that mini meal?
You know what, you can freeze the mini meal, but I say mini meal always tastes better when it's fresh. Because the time it'll take you to thaw the mini meal out, you would have been able to make a fresh batch of mini meal already. What do you think?
I'll tell you why I'm asking. I'm a pensioner.
Okay.
And my friend doesn't eat the porridges, so he gives me all the mini meal, and I've got so much that I can't manage it.
You know what? You make that big batch, it's fine, and then you portion it out, keep it in the freezer, take it out the night before, let it thaw out naturally, and then you'll be fine. How about that?
Yeah, that's great.
There we go.
I can do it.
Make that mini meal.
You can also make some fed cook and pop into the loft and share some.
Yeah, my number is 082 4. I'm just joking. Can't do that. But yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for the call. How are you guys doing?
Look at what we've done. Okay. Look at what we made.
So can
it's amazing.
Bonnie's a natural. Let me
Bonnie's
just tell you.
Yeah, I'm good in the kitchen.
TLC required.
All right. So you see, so the mixture, bring it all together. The trick, and I've learned this, is once the mixture comes together, swap your paddle out for a hook, and then bring the mixture again. There's a lot of kneading involved because you want your dough to be quite glutinous and stretchy. Alice is on the other side of the studio right now.
I know. I'm taking over
I like that. That's
Bonnie,
pretty cool.
did you play piano? Because I feel like you're so good. You're just doing this.
I use my hands a lot. I use my hands a lot for a lot of different things. But I also just love cooking. I adore. I spend about 80% of my time at home in the kitchen.
All right. Look at this. So this has to rest for overnight for best results, right?
Yeah, overnight in the fridge for best result and 2 hours at least. And I'm just going to quickly show you guys, if you're stretching and it breaks like this, that's okay. You do a little grafting later. Cut some over later when we're finished and you'll patch it up. If it happens your first time, don't stress.
Can you guys see what we've made here?
You can't even see it anymore.
Look at how far we've stretched this.
It's so thin. It's so thin.
It is amazing.
Apparently, if you can read a newspaper through it, you've done a good job.
Really?
Wow.
Right, absolutely. But I mean, if you hold your hand under there, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Can we just have a look at that so the viewers can... Okay, let me do that. Look at that. You can literally see my fingers right through the pastry. If I sneezed right now and the flour went everywhere, it would be a bad idea. I'm gonna walk away.
Walk away. Step away from the pastry.
You guys are in, like, we should have this like beautiful background music while you guys are doing it.
You're making me want to go and study like a pastry chefing class.
Well, this is the thing I've learned. The people I'm learning most from when it comes to these kind of arts are, you know, people at home. Go speak to. This opens up the conversations. It's a multi-generational thing, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we've stretched. Well done, Bonnie. You've done such a beautiful job. I can't believe your first time. Well done.
What are these about?
I loved that. That was so much fun.
High fives. That was gorgeous.
High fives everywhere. Flour. Can I get some?
Yeah, flowery high fives. So, Clem, another thing which is your, trick up a sleeve is always have a fresh, clean pair of scissors on hand. Because while we stretch everything else and it looks absolutely gorgeous, we want to go around, and I'm going to give this to you, Bonnie, to do, and just cut the last maybe 2 centimeters. It's slightly thicker dough.
Oh, the thicker edges.
The thicker edges. It's not really what we want. It's not going to give us that light, flaky, delicious, crispy, golden strudel that we want. So we're just going to discard these. If you want to roll them out thinner, you can always toss them on top of the final strudel and coat them in butter.
Should I carry on with that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
You go, chef. Look at you.
Look at me. You're going to turn me into a chef after all, Clem.
I definitely will. All right, cool. So when we come back from the break, we're going to start working on that apple strudel filling while Bonnie keeps on doing this.
Is the butter melting?
It's melting. It's melting. You
guys, I hope you're paying attention because we are making magic in this kitchen. And the magic is just about to become more enchanting when our guest arrives. He's definitely on his way. I know you're all excited to hear from him and see him and speak to him, and so are we. We'll be right back.
Our guests on Afternoon Express fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the guests of Afternoon Express and fly Mango.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's just an enchantment of love and pastry in the kitchen. And we've just stretched out this beautiful pastry as you saw before the break. If you've just joined us, we're making an apple strudel and a cheese strudel. So things are about to get really exciting. And if you'd like the list of ingredients and link to the recipe, send to your phone, then do SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs are charged at R1.50 each and no free SMSs apply. And remember to keep your device handy with you, next to you in the kitchen where you can see it while you cook along with us, because we are streaming live on YouTube and it's great quality. And if you get stuck, then call us anytime during the show with your questions, with your comments, or if you just want to chat on 021-430-9881. Okay.
Right.
So what's
beautiful
the next
pastry.
step?
Pastry's ready. I'm going to get cracking on the filling for that. We're going to make the apple strudel filling. Bond, you're going to give me a hand, right?
Of course.
So what I'll do is I'll start on the zest of the orange and the lemon. Will you start finally slicing the apples for me?
Absolutely.
So you can take it, here we go. Here is your knife.
Okay.
You can use the space over here. So you can just take it off the core.
Do you have a special way for me to cork this apple?
Do you have a special way?
Well, I'll show you my way.
Okay.
We do have a caller on the line. Lesego from Polokwane. Hello, Lesego. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Hi guys, how are you guys?
Very good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying watching your show, guys. It's very amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us and watching. Do you cook much?
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'm enjoying watching this. I just want to come here in your show.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so much.
Yay. We really love it when people enjoy the show. Please do call us, tweet us at Afternoon Chat, or drop into our Facebook page and just send us a message. Yeah. And tell us if you have a special way of corking apples, because am I doing it right?
You know what? I don't think there's a set way of doing it. It's how you feel comfortable. You're going to have a result, though. You're doing well.
I cork apples every day because I make smoothies for my kids before they go to school, or I juice apples for them. And so I've become really fast at cooking apples.
But yeah, you've been in the kitchen now. I mean, you've been coming to the office and you've been telling me about all the amazing recipes you've been trying and doing.
Right?
Yeah, I'm so impressed with you. Alice, how about you start? You want to help with the apples?
I am going to wait for that filling to get ready. So
can I give you, sorry, Bon, I'm going to give you a knife.
Oh, I would love to get chopping. Thank you.
Yes,
I know. I always feel if I'm idle in the kitchen, something's wrong.
All right.
I need to be chopping, yes. No, I need to be I like to be very busy.
Okay,
so.
let's see Alice's technique of how she
Mine's very basic, guys. It's not even really coring. I literally do all around the block. So I make one cut down there, one cut this way, and I end up with a kind of cube, I would say the cubists, the art period would be proud of me right now. And then I just face every single piece of apple down on to the board, and then I just slice. So for the strudel, we want to slice about 2 millimeters thick. So it's not too thin, not too thick. It's going to cook up beautifully once it's in the oven. And all the gorgeous spices and nuts we're going to add into this are just going to get soaked up right there into the apple. Oh my goodness, my mouth is watering.
You use shortbread as well?
So that traditionally in my family we've never tried that, but I am so excited to see how we're going to try and introduce some crumbs today. A bit of a shortbread, cookies inside a strudel sounds like a good idea to me.
I'm totally jealous of how you say stuff like, traditionally in my family, we don't make it like that.
We have many, many mouths to feed. When I think back now, I mean, every single time that I've ever learned to make something, it's because I craved the flavor from my childhood. I'll call my mum up and be like, Mom, I need your recipe for, you know, that cheesecake you make or those meringues, because suddenly I'm craving them.
And really? You know, that's amazing.
It's like that. We just go back to, I guess, what we grow up with.
It's really incredible to have that frame of reference, actually, and be able to call someone up and just share the joy and the memories of
Completely.
it.
Because our grands didn't write down recipes, right? I mean, a lot of times they just did their own thing, and you'd be like, how many goes in there? And they're like, enough.
The original recipe, Clem, for this that I actually didn't tell you from my great auntie Lucy is actually barely a recipe and more like some apples, some sugar. And I recently was up in Joburg where she lives, and I went to go and stretch a pastry with her, and I was just like completely asking her a million questions while we were doing it. I'm like, Auntie Lucy, how much sugar to the gram are you adding onto this? And she looks at me, she's like, Alice, enough. And I'm like, enough.
Oh, wow.
It's not really, but it shows you once you start to do something, you know, it just becomes more natural, you get better at it. Anything like whether it's, you know, pastry dough or bread or sugar work.
Yeah.
It's a feeling.
And food is very special. Food is a very... And food, I mean, I also realize people create so many memories around food, whether you're cooking the food, whether you're eating the food or enjoying it with your family. There's so many of our memories that are attached to food, well, at least mine.
Completely.
I agree with you.
The kitchen is the nucleus, truly, of our household. And when I think...
So poetic with everything that you say.
It's because I'm making strudel. It brings us out.
It's a All right, so in this mixture, I've got the shortbread in there, I've got the pecans, got some sultanas, some cinnamon, some butter, and then, of course, the apples. Bon, can I grab this from you so Alice can start rolling the beautiful pastry? Okay, Alice, I'm getting my hands in there. Are you ready?
What kind of apples are these? Are these Granny Smith apples? But they seem softer than Granny Smith apples, or more floury than that. Are they a bit sweeter?
So Granny Smith, the ultimate apple to use, according to my great aunt, is a Golden Delicious.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But you can play around, add some Fuji's, some Granny Smiths, anything that you like. If you like it more tart, go with Granny Smith, or, you know, gala apples, anything that you like. Anything you actually have lying around the house. So I've basically done a Jackson Pollock abstract painting here with butter. And
I love it.
All the art references. And what I'm going to do now is just line this gorgeous filling that you've made for me, Clem, all the way along the front.
But you know what? I think we need to keep that for after the break.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You think so?
So hang on to that. And then I think when we come back, I actually want to see in detail how you fold this guy.
I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to be chopping while I miss anything that you're doing. So I'm going to finish slicing, and I'm going to be right there. And we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's the Afternoon Express cook-along because it's a Tuesday, and Alice Toich and our gorgeous chef Clem are cooking up. Yes, you are Flour Bay. Flour Bay, higher. Yes. But you've got to do it with pizzazz and a bit of like razzle-dazzle, maybe do some easy. I don't know. But we're making a savory and a sweet strudel today, and if you'd like the list of ingredients and link to the recipe on your phone, then do SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs are charged at R1.50 each and no free SMSs apply. And remember to keep your device with you in the kitchen while you cook along, watch us and follow instructions with us because we are streaming live on YouTube. And if you get stuck, then do call us anytime during the show on 021-430-9881. Mind you, we get so excited when you pick up the phone and call us, whether it's to ask a question or just share a tip or just tell us how much you're loving the show. And there we have a caller on the line right now. Hello, Estelle. Welcome to Afternoon Express. How are you?
Fine, thank you, guys. Hello, lovely team.
Hello. Hi. What's your question or comment, darling?
I would like to know from Clem and Elise or Alice.
Yeah.
If I use this thin pastry that you normally in Afrikaans they call it blaardeeg.
Like phyllo pastry.
Oh, blaardeeg. That means...
That
means as thin as a leaf. Does it mean as thin as a leaf?
I would say that. I said that's phyllo or phyllo. That's the one. Yeah. So you want to know if we can use this for this recipe?
No, I want to know. Can I make some moussas out of it, or maybe perhaps meat pies? Because my mom hates thick dough. She doesn't even want to eat pizza.
Oh, it's thick. Yeah, no, this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is the thinnest, crispiest. I mean, as you say, blaar is like a leaf, and in French it's millefeuille. It means 1,000 leaves. So it's crispy and thin, and that's why we've put so much butter on it, because the butter essentially, as it cooks in the oven, separates the layers and makes them extremely crispy.
So it does become like as thin as paper. That's the idea between that.
So Estelle basically can make samosas out of it.
Go for it.
Yes.
Completely roll it out.
I love
samosas. You know what? Take a picture. Make it. Take a picture. Send it to us. I want to see that.
Yeah, Estelle, do make it and send us that picture. We'd love to see it. Thank you so much for your call. Okay. What are you up to, Clem? I feel like you need a lot of help.
Yeah, I need help. I feel like I got flour all over my face as well.
I want to steal Bonnie first.
Yeah, because I need you guys to do this.
We're going to be roly-polying.
I'm just going to be chilling watching you guys do this.
So, Bonnie, we're going to flip over our beautiful thin pastry. Just appreciate. I'm going to give you this wand. The fairy wand, the magic wand. And anytime you see that we've got a big old clump of flour, which we don't want, you can just dusty it off.
Dust it off.
But until then, we're going to start to
Call me your fairy godmother.
I will indeed. Do I get a wish?
Yes, you do.
Well, it already came true because I'm here baking with you today.
Yeah, so charming.
So
Flattery will get you everywhere. Okay,
everywhere.
Cool.
So we're going to grab, the reason that we've used our muslin cloth today is that we scrunch it all the way up, and as we're ready, we'll go on 3. We're going to flip over all this gorgeous, yummy apple strudel
so we have to be really careful.
We have to be really careful.
Obviously, because
gentle, but brave.
Gentle. Because the pastry's so thin, if you're going to handle it with your fingers, you're probably going to tear it, right? That's the reason for the cloth.
Exactly.
So you hear that? Gentle but brave.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
beautiful.
Wow,
look at that. And you can just see it's like an autumn floor with all of this like leaves underneath.
Autumn floor.
So I need my fairy godmother to dust away.
Isn't she so poetic today?
I was going to say it looks like some beautiful nuts and apples, no? Autumn floor.
Why do we not want clumps of flour? What is it going to do?
Essentially, it's going to counteract the reason we put all the butter on. The butter is to separate these layers and let them cook evenly and goldenly in the oven, whereas flour sticks. Flour is essentially a glue. Okay. So if there's flour and butter, it's going to stick the layers, and all our hard work of stretching is going to be for naught.
Okay.
But that's
I love this, by the way. I don't know why I don't have one in my kitchen. It's so
well,
cute.
now I know what to get you. If ever I need a gift for Bonnie.
Yay.
Okay, number 3. Oh, we might do a little dust, a quick dust, Clem. Maybe you could do a sprinkling of butter on top.
Just a sprinkle?
Just a sprinkle. You can never do too much butter. That's kind of a general rule.
When it comes to butter, Clem doesn't do gentle.
Did you see that
but he does brave.
Did you see what just happened? That was a brave...
I saw what just happened.
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
That's the part I'm going to have. I love that part. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. There's not too much flour here, so we can kind of... There we go.
Guys, this is so intense. Okay, got a question.
Yes.
if, I'm just saying, there are those people out there, the vegans, if they didn't want the butter, could they use olive oil?
They could try. I would love to see, and why not? You know,
and also the gluten intolerant, what would they use in their pastry?
Essentially, you would have to find a flour that's got an equally stretchy kind of consistency or kind of attribute flour. A lot of 1, 2, 3. There we go. As long as you find, and there are really great substitutes out there that are kind of a mix. Some of them have xanthan gum in them to substitute for the gluten and the way it stretches. If you find a general flour that you like, that's a kind of combination of tapioca or potato flour, anything that is a mix of those, and it works the same as normal cake flour, try it by all means.
Okay, cool. Let's get some butter on it.
Let's go.
Get that butter on it.
Get that butter on.
Okay, we've got a caller on the line. Fiona, how are you? Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Hello, Bonnie.
Hello, darling.
Yes. I just want to say that I love the show and I love all the cooking and baking, but I wish I could be a chef also.
Oh, that is such an awesome wish, and your wish can come true. It just takes a lot of hard work and a lot of fun, it looks like, doesn't it?
And that's why we do what we do, because we want our viewers at home to actually try these recipes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for calling us, Fiona. Have a lovely evening. 1, 2, 3.
Perfect. It almost became wordless. We just knew when to go.
Know.
So we're coming towards the end here, and with this last sheet of dough, what I like to do, just get a little fancy, get the last little bit, then you can see it's kind of air dried, so it's nice and just like tissue paper or crinkle paper, like a gorgeous gift that you're stuffing for a friend. And you pull it over and then kind of pull it back on itself and make a little gorgeous something of, you know, a design or some kind of composition that you just love.
I'm so impressed.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then we want these edges to be tucked in.
I'm floored. Like, I'm so impressed. I can't. Underneath, do we tuck under?
Yes.
I'm just so amazed by what's happening in this kitchen today.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like there's all these pastry fairies flying around, just blowing kisses.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, cool. And then what?
So the way to get it onto a pan now is that we want this, as you can see, it's nicely buttered and prepared with the baking sheet, which is perfect.
Right.
And if you've made it very long, sometimes back home we make absolutely almost like table length ones, and you want to crimp up, you want to use the cloth again as a tool to kind of get it ready.
Get it
ready.
So
you just, it's like your extended hand.
I was never ready for this.
And you just, and then you gently, again, gentle but brave, we want to bring the tray right here.
And coax this onto the tray.
And slowly coax it on. I am so impressed. This is really just, Bonnie, I think you have a knack for pastry.
I think I do.
I better see some strudels coming out of you in the next few weeks.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe in a couple of months I'll be standing where you are.
Done.
Teaching us.
I love that.
Beautiful. Look at that. That is just
you did that so seamlessly. It was like I blinked and it was done.
I was distracting you. It was actually magic.
Wow.
I didn't touch a thing.
Wow. We're going to be right back.
Stand a chance of following in the footsteps of your favorite Presenter Search on 3 contestant by winning a trip for 2 to Reunion Island. Spend 7 nights in 5-star luxury at the Akoya Hotel and Spa, including economy flights from Joburg on Air Austral and car rental for a week, all courtesy of the Reunion Tourism Board. To stand a chance of winning, tell us where the Presenter Search on 3 finale was held. Was it 1, Reunion Island, or 2, Mauritius? SMS the keyword reunion plus your name, city and answer, 1 or 2, to 33728. That's 33728 at R1.50 per SMS. No free SMSs apply. Entrants must be over 18 and hold a valid South African passport. T's and C's apply and can be found on presentersearchon3.com.
Sokolisa Zokpata kahle zokuhlonipha Vuma ntombi ngifuna ukuphila You're only for me, you're a keeper. Ekuteno sokolisa Nzokuphatha kahle nzokuhlonipha Vuma ntombi ngifuna ukuphila You're only for me, you're a keeper Sondela ndiyakubiza sisawubona ndiyakufila Lobu ungayiphika yonke into ndingakunika Aza ngifika yanyisa njengeslima
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back. It's the Afternoon Express Cook Along because it's a Tuesday and our special celeb guest today is a man of many talents. On screen, he had a role in Generations and more recently walked away as the winner of Tropica Island of Treasure in 2017. But on stage, he goes by the name Naak MusiQ and he's collaborated with South Africa's best, including DJ Sbu, Black Coffee and the classic single Move with Eltonic. It's Anga Makubalo.
Hi.
So I was getting...
clapping. Like, clap. That was such a brilliant intro.
So I was so nervous that you were going to stand us up. I mean, you're hard to get. This pastry is easier than...
No, I'd never do that. I wanted to be on this show for a while. So
yeah, awesome.
I was going to make it happen either way.
Yeah. So you're now called Naak MusiQ. How did that evolution happen? Because you started out as an actor.
Yeah, I did.
And before that, you started out as a teacher even.
Yeah, actually, when I started in 2011, I released my first single, Move, with Eltonic. In fact, it was his single featuring me. And a couple of months later, I auditioned for Generations and got the role. So the music was actually first, but because of the brand that Generations
is, it's an overpowering brand, yes.
So people just thought I was the actor that became the musician. It's actually the other way around,
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. But you're also a man of many talents. You're a sportsman, you got a scholarship to go to a school and play sports, and then you taught a bit of sports, and then while you were studying acting and presenting, you also taught.
Yes.
You're obviously quite passionate about teaching.
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, just interaction with people and stuff. I generally like... I mean, even when people meet me for the first time, they're always thinking that I'll probably be like reluctant to say hi or anything, but I'm just that guy that welcomes everyone.
You're like, hey, you want a selfie?
Yeah, I'm really just passionate about people generally, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, your fans are so passionate about you. They're talking about how their mothers love you. Obviously, the girls are just going crazy right now. But how have you seen your fans migrate with you from your acting into the music, back to acting, into the music?
It's been tricky, actually, because, you know, the Twitter streets are very cruel.
They're rough here.
And in the beginning, people were just telling me that, it's just one of those one-hit wonders.
Fly-by-night, blah, blah, blah.
It's just one of those actors that think they can sing now, you know? So there was a lot of critique. Even when I started Generations, there was like, oh, he sucks at acting, he's not really good at this. You know how it is on Twitter.
I know how it is, yeah.
And I just stuck to my guns. I had the right advice from people. Don't reply. You know, don't read, don't take it to heart.
Yes.
You know, just carry on with what you do and better yourself at it. And I think when the second, third, fourth single came, everyone thought, okay, he's not taking chances.
Yeah,
he's actually here to stay, you know. So.
I mean, you had a big year last year and you won big on Tropical Island of Treasure. I never got to congratulate you. Congratulations, by the way. What did you do with all that dough, though?
I actually just carried on with my life, to be honest.
Yeah, you just shoved it in the bank and carried on.
I literally did that. I split a couple of 100,000s with my mom, my sister, and my brother.
Oh, that is so sweet.
And then the rest of it, honestly, I just carried on working. I generally never have time to spend any money because
I can help you.
Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy. What are you talking? What are you talking?
And I don't buy like expensive jewelry or clothing.
You're too busy to spend your money.
I like cars, so I just buy like nice cars.
Okay, there you go. He's too busy to spend his money, but he'll buy those cars. I hear you collect some BMWs.
Yeah,
I've
got a couple of BMWs. My mom likes, you know, Mercs, so I told her that one day when I'm successful, I will buy you a Beamer, and I did.
Oh, that's amazing.
So there are I'm a Beamer lover.
I mean, you also sound like a family lover because a little bird told me that NaakMusiQ is made up of your family names.
It is.
Please tell us about that.
So the N in NaakMusiQ is my mom, Nomvula. Well, the concept is all things I love, which is family and music. So the N is Nomvula, my mom. The A is Asanda, my sister. The other A is me, Anga. And the K is Kanyiso. And then music is with a Q because my dad's name is Tatambila. It starts with a Q. Yeah, so it's family and music.
Wow. And where do you see your music going? What do you want to do with it? What do you want it to sound like?
I studied R&B in school. R&B, soul, and jazz.
Wow.
And I was lectured by R.J. Benjamin, who actually advised me at the time that house music market's actually booming, dude. You should give it a go. And I gave it a go, you know, and that's how people know me. So now I'm trying to slowly get into what I really am into, which is R&B, soul, and jazz. Okay. Slater's song with Boosie was a pop song. So I approached her and I told her that, dude, we've never collaborated. We're both big in house. How about we do something other than house?
Yes.
And finally, I'm in there. So I'm just going to start releasing diverse music now. I'll stick to house as well, but I'm going to release different kinds of music to show the different side of me.
Well, that makes sense because your talent is diverse as well. And it sounds like now you've broken all those barriers and you've defied all the naysayers. So I'm going to bring you into what's happening in the kitchen right now.
I'm definitely not talented yet.
So they're basically making a replica of that, but with cheese, right?
Some savoury fillings, yeah.
Savoury filling.
So in the bowl, I've got some mozzarella, some feta, I've got some egg to help bind it.
Okay.
And a little bit of flour, a little bit of seasoning in there. And this is going to be the filling for our savoury strudel. So, you want to give Alice a hand rolling this guy?
Yeah. I would love
it. It's quite fun.
Take my jacket off, yeah.
You gave a very heavy sigh, so I take it you're not in the kitchen much.
You can do it with a jacket on.
I'm actually not in the kitchen much.
Let me help you with the sleeves.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, today's a perfect example.
But then what do you eat? Because you obviously quite physical, like you exercise and you're quite gym food.
It's simple.
Boiled eggs, tuna,
you boil eggs, tuna,
boring stuff, broccoli,
you fry chicken breast.
This is gym food. Look at all this melted butter. Isn't that carbs and butter? Isn't that what you need for the gym?
You're supposed to be encouraging me. I want to make sure the viewers can hear you. Where's your mic?
Where's my mic?
Here we go. I'm going to help you. I do sound as well in my free time.
So who makes the gym food for you?
I make it.
But it's easy. It doesn't require much cooking.
I literally fry and open a tin of tuna and take a teaspoon of mayo.
Do you drink like eggs and stuff in the morning?
Like 5 or 6 whole egg whites and 2 whole eggs. That's all simple stuff, you know?
Wow.
It's hectic, but it's discipline.
It's plain,
Look at you. But your cheat day today, right?
Okay.
It's not my cheat day, man. It's not my cheat day. So how do we do this?
So there's a bit of a theme going on in the kitchen because you were speaking earlier about your family and how NaakMusiQ came from. This is a family recipe, so it's very dear to my heart. Okay. So you have to prepare yourself to work with this pastry. You have to be very loving. Are you ready?
You have to be gentle, gentle but brave.
I'm the wrong person for this.
Let's try. Positive thought. So we need you to gently pick up the pastry and fold it back over this cheesy filling. There we go. Just like you closing a letter to send off.
You have to be gentle but brave. I'm just think gentle but brave.
I may be a bit too gentle, but let's carry on.
That was perfect.
Just
like
how
you
now we're
going to crimp
people's
this up.
DMs. Just gentle but brave. I'm teasing. I'm just warming myself up to a question to ask, and I'm sure all the women out there want to know, do you have a love in your life?
Yes, I do actually. I do have a love in my life. How could I not?
How could you not?
I think if you don't have it now, you'll never find it because you'll never know who's genuine.
I hear you. I hear you. And I guess it makes sense to meet someone early on that you can journey with, so that wherever your life takes you, you know that there's someone alongside you who knows you. Because I find a lot of people in this industry struggle to find people who know them, who've known them for a long time, who understand their journeys.
Yeah, and I just generally don't want to expose that side of me. You know, we know that how South Africa is with media and all that stuff, and media's done a couple of things that have made me uncomfortable in the past, you know, from false stories to accusations. So I just decided, you know what, as much as I love my family and I love the world to know that part of my life, I just kind of
keep it.
So occasionally I'll post something, but trust me, I'm nervous when I do it because I know exactly how SA media is, you know. And they've done that to me, you know. I've always been willing to share everything with everyone, but they've done that to me. They've made me pull back. You know, so I'm that guy now, expose everything else except for my family.
Wow, I get that. I get that. We have a caller on the line. Hello, welcome to Afternoon Express. What's your question or comment?
Hello, Bon.
How are you?
I enjoy your cooking, all your programs every day. I've been looking at it for a long time, but I want to just tell you, my mother used to roll out the dough like, what's her name, Alice is doing.
Like Alice is doing, yeah.
Yeah, and then as she's rolling it exactly like that with a cloth, she'd put flour in between and roll it up. And then she'd take a blade, an ordinary shaver's blade, cut it in fine strips like macaroni, and boil it in boiling milk. It was wonderful. It's called milk course.
Milk course. I know. Is that how you make milk course? I know milk course. I ate it on camp a lot.
We're going to turn this into milk course.
Let's do it.
That's
lovely.
Yeah, it is yummy. Lovely. It's so yummy. But yeah, thank you so much for that. Thank you for your call. Do you remember milk course?
That is such a good idea. I had never thought about it because often, you know, those extra bits just end up getting discarded. But you can totally make it in where my family is from in Eastern Europe, in Croatia. They make a dessert called kristole, which is very similar
to milk course.
To milk course, exactly.
It's just with milk course, you have to drink a lot of water because, it gets
and do a lot of
tough.
gym. That's on cheat day. That's on cheat day. Deep fried and it's dough.
I haven't always been into gym, guys. I just started.
Now, if you're crazy about vanilla as we are, then do try this at home, please. And SMS to do that, SMS the word Clover to 33650. And just in case you need a little reminding of the steps again, watch this and be gentle but brave.
Made with love by Clover.
We were so excited that our guest finally arrived, and I'm sure you were at home. And don't forget that later on he'll be performing live for us at NaakMusiQ himself. Don't go away. We'll be back right after the break.
Handheld. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
It's tough getting up in the morning. That's why for breakfast, I'm making eggs Benedict. Get it? I just love a good food pun. Share your photo and recipe of your favorite winter dish with the hashtag #ForTheLoveOfWinter, and you could win 5,000 Rand in weekly prizes and stand a chance to win a grand prize of 100,000 Rand. Rhodes quality for the love of winter.
A warm welcome back to you. It's Afternoon Express live on SABC3, where the stage is yours. And our special guest today is the multi-talented Anga Makuwalo, aka Naak MusiQ. Recently, he dropped a brand new single featuring the voice of R&B house singer Busi. It's called Ntombi. Without further ado, take it away.
Thank you.
You're only for me, you're a keeper. Ekutendo sokolisa, zopataga tenzo klonipa. Vumando binfunu pila. You're only for me, you're a keeper. Sondela njakbiza, sisawoni njakfila. Lobunga ipika, yonkinto ndingaknika. Kazangefika, yangisanje ngeslimba. Just give me a chance, let me take this thing much deeper. Uzosala ngaphandle, don't be, please take my offer. Got a diva that wants me, trust me, no one can stop her. What you say? Funo dala, no move, funny daughter. Tini girl, velu vumu ye kun patent toko. Hey, ikuteno sokolisa.
I saw the guys and I sokolisa.
Zopataga tenzo klonipa.
Ain't like you got a choice.
Woman don't be funo pila.
Feel like I look, I'll let you
You're
stop
only for me, you're a keeper. Ikuteno sokolisa.
I saw the guys and I sokolisa.
Zopataga tenzo klonipa.
It ain't like you got a choice.
Woman don't be funo pila.
Feel like I look, I'll let you
You're
stop
only for me, you're a keeper. Sondela njakbiza, sisawoni njakfila. Lobunga ipika, yonkinto ndingaknika. Unkazangefika, yangisanje ngeslimba. Just give me a chance, let me take this thing much deeper. Uzosala ngaphandle, don't be, please take my offer. Got a diva that wants me, trust me, no one can stop her. What you say? Funo dala, no move, funny daughter. Tini girl, velu vumu ye kun patent toko. Hey.
Come on over. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Your adoring fans seem to love that song.
They do, they actually do. It was nerve-wracking at first because people only know me for house music. So we were just nervous as to how they're going to take it and how they're going to adjust, but it's been a smooth transition.
It's amazing. Is it a huge transition to go from just performing as an actor to actually performing live on stage musically? Do you have to amp up the energy?
Yeah, you definitely do. I mean, in a studio environment, it's so quiet.
Yeah.
You know, no one's allowed to make much noise. You don't have anyone hyping your performance. You know, It's all you. with music and the crowd and performing outdoors or at clubs, it's a lot of people waiting for you, screaming your name, so the atmosphere is so much better there.
Wow, okay, so the crowd basically energizes you.
Yeah, I always say the two things that I do are the balance. I've got the balance of going to work in a sophisticated environment where it's quiet, you've got to know your dialogue, and you work, you leave.
Yes.
And then I've got the other side of it where I can just really just go crazy and have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a great balance for me.
That's amazing. Well, you've definitely sung for your dinner. And
now
you
what I do?
An appetite.
I know you said it's not a cheat day, but now it would be impolite for you not to eat this now.
I'm going to have like a couple
You got to try it with the custard. You got it?
Oh, you guys are so bad.
So make sure you tune in again tomorrow when we focus on the serious issue of bullying. It really is a serious concern for a lot of parents. And joining us is an inspiring young author who wrote an anti-bullying book at the age of 8. His name is Lelo Kingston Mofokeng, and we'll be sharing his story tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us today. Anga, thank you so much. Alice, that was beautiful. Clem, you rock, Chana. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Happy eating. Good night, and God bless.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.